And now, your first Alert 5 weather.
Hurricane Milton, still a Category 5 storm at the central part of the storm in that eye wall. The winds are at 165 miles per hour, and it's still moving very slowly, only about 10 miles per hour towards the east-northeast. And it will make landfall in Florida later this week, most likely late on Wednesday night. And there is some good news. It is expected to weaken, but it's still going to slam into the central part of Florida as a major hurricane. When you have this kind of storm, it's not easy to lose that momentum and lose that strength. So it is going to have likely devastating impacts with over a foot of rainfall in central Florida. We could have 10 to 15-foot storm surge with the landfall. Plus, we've got hurricane force winds expected across the state. So that is something we will watch very closely. Meanwhile, back at home, fall is in full swing, and it has certainly looked like it. Maroon Bells is now past peak. This was just a couple days ago. Thank you, Joy, for sharing. Some of the aspens are definitely losing their leaves in the higher elevations, but it hasn't really felt like fall the past couple of weeks. Our highs today were in the 70s and 80s. We were about 10 degrees above average, and we are likely to continue on that warm trend for the time being. Tonight, we'll still get pretty chilly in the mountains in the mid-30s. 40s for the plains. The cold spot tonight will be Alamosa down to 32. Denver will be a warm spot at 52, waking up early on Wednesday morning. Then Wednesday afternoon, we are going to rise to 80 degrees in Colorado Springs. We're going to have a little bit of haze in the sky still from that wildfire smoke, but the clouds are going to increase once again in the afternoon. In Pueblo, quick warm up into the 80s, lots of sunshine early on, and a few clouds during the later part of the day. So I've got 70s and 80s for highs for your Wednesday afternoon, at least 10 degrees above average. And this is going to continue on Thursday. Sunshine, a few clouds, 70s and 80s, although Lamar will be a warm spot to 90. So the reason why we've been so hot is this ridge of high pressure. It's cut off from the jet stream, meaning it's just floating around and it is content where it's at. We need to see the jet stream push south to push out quite literally this high pressure and to weaken it. We'll get a little bit of that action by Sunday, and then we're going to get a glancing blow from a cold front, and that will help to cool us back down to average conditions. But meanwhile, we're going to be near records again on Thursday. The record's 84 for that day, and I've got a forecast of 83. Sunday is when we see the first sign of change. Wind gusts will be in the 20-mile-per-hour range and will cool to the low 70s, 60s for early next week, taking us back down to average conditions. For Pueblo, mid-80s for you through Saturday, again getting close within a couple degrees of the record on Thursday. And then that breezy front comes in Sunday, cools us to the 70s through this time next week. For Canyon City, 80s continue through Saturday, and you're also going to be breezy over the weekend as this next week's system approaches, cooling to the 70s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And for Woodland Park, we're staying above freezing in the overnight hours, but we are going to see a cool down with that front as well. 60s return on Sunday.